Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room,
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on America's soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in on this fine Monday. How you doing? Appreciate you being here. All of those who joined me on Friday for the flight, and otherwise, if you missed it, what the heck were you doing? Maybe you were enjoying your Friday, but you could have enjoyed it with us. We had a nice flight on Friday. Well, I'm just saying that. It wasn't that nice. It was actually pretty horrible. It's actually totally opposite. It was a horrible flight. I was depressed. And something horrible happened. The news didn't really pick it up. Many souls were lost. But we got together on Saturday. That's why you want to hit the notification bell. Just in case a horrible accident happens on Friday, you don't miss it. When I go live to do other streams, to do like a fun Saturday thing. We had a nice Saturday thing. We went into the virtual world to try and save the souls. No, I was just messing around, really. Maybe a little JLP thumping, but it was fun. Maybe even made someone, maybe even made some people think, hopefully. We got in jail. We went to jail on Saturday. You know, I got put in jail over free speech. That's the state of the world. You want to go check out that episode and replay it so you see what we get down, what we do when the weekend rolls around. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. That way you don't miss it. I'm also on Rumble, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. What's up, DLive.tv? How you doing? I'm over there. DLive.tv/Gorgonzola. Ivana imitates dead fish. Don't, let's just leave that in the past. I know people are a little upset that happened, that incident happened to Trump Force One, to the Trump Force One plane. Trust me, it gave me no delight. It gave me no delight to do that to Trump Force One. Anyways, I appreciate you tuning in today. 888-775-3773 if you want to jump on the air and talk to the anchor baby. You know, before I get into whatever mess I want to get into today, there's some interesting things with deadbeat dads, mental illness, emotions, and why you do very well to go the other way on this whole emotions crap. We're going to get into a bunch of things, but I seem to have a caller on hold who I never get to. I never have the chance to get to if he is on hold. Rarely calls my show. It's a pleasure, though. Rick, I think I got Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Why don't we kick it off with a call here? Rick, do I still have you there?
Wow. Yes, sir. You have me here, Brother Nick. What's going on with you?
Right on, Rick. All is well. Nice to hear from you. I forget it. You've called my show before.
Oh, yes.
Right on. Well, welcome back.
I try and call in more because a lot of times I be working. I'm like my own boss. You know, I'm an HVAC technician by trade. So my truck is my office, and I do repairs. So when I get free time, I try and call y'all guys shows and support y'all shows. You know, because Y'all here for a good cause, man. Y'all pushing a great message, so I want to try and support you guys.
Appreciate that, Rick. Right on. Well, thanks for
And
calling.
I guess I wanted, what you want to talk about today? What's your topic?
Well, I took your call right away because I see. I mean, I've been taking your calls for years now, Rick. But now I got a show. Imagine that. But I saw your here in the little subject line. It says how the devil works his magic, and I wanted to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, you know what? How the devil works his magic. I truly believe he used our anger. He used our anger against us so much that, if you know, you talk to the average person, they don't understand anger. They think they don't flip tables over or, you know, be all loud that they're not angry. Anger is invisible in your heart. No one can see that and know that but God.
Until it comes out of you in a stressful situation.
Until it manifests out there, yeah.
and they're criticizing you or they're telling you you know, anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it takes. I mean, like, if you look at most people are in court because they got angry, malicious, wounding, assaults, threatening language, all that's from the seed of anger.
I can't disagree, Rick. Thank you for that, because it's kind of what I want to say today. There's a lot of people trying to order their lives and trying to make sense of the world around them, and they're seeing the politics. They're seeing the wars break out. They're seeing the wars break out here domestically, and they're trying to make sense of it all. But it really all makes sense if you understand anger. You can explain it all.
You know what? Yes. And you hear people always talking about history. I study history. I always challenge people, study biblical history. If you will learn and study biblical history, well, at least learn it, it will tell you where all the races come from. It'll tell you anything you need to know. But no one, I guess people think biblical studies is not worth it. But who created the world? God is the author, meaning the instruction might mean how to live a successful life. God is the manufacturer. And he's more than qualified to teach us how to live a prosperous life.
Right on, Rick. We'll appreciate that. Can I ask you a question? There's something in my chat wants to know.
Fire away.
And don't answer if it's too personal. But are you fat or fit?
You know what? For my age, I'm 54.
Uh-huh.
I'm fit for my age,
Let's
but
go.
I know too I can.
That clean Christian living.
Yeah, but I know I can exercise more than I should. I do a lot of walking, but I need to give me at least a good 30 minutes. Joel was talking about fitness the other day. My thing is I just need to get more active in exercising and trying to back away from the sweets a little bit, if you would.
Right on, Rick. Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Keeping it clean.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you for that.
No problem. Absolutely, man.
And call me again, Rick. It was always a pleasure.
Yes. Hopefully one day, Nick, man, you can interview me on your show, man. I would love to interview your show. Be interviewed on your show.
I might need an HVAC expert. I'll keep you in mind, Rick.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep me in mind, man.
Rick,
and anything from that, just an interview, anything, man. I'd love to be on all you guys' shows, really.
Well, you do a good job of that, Rick, and you can always call. Appreciate that, Rick. We'll be in touch.
Hey, love you guys, man. I'll be in touch. I'm gonna finish listening to your show.
Right on, sir. Call me again. Oh, that was rude. He was about to say something else, but I didn't want to get a click. I've been traumatized. I shouldn't care about the click so much. That's not my thing. But we do appreciate Rick. I like to think of Rick as you know Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, and he was the Christian neighbor. And it's not that Rick necessarily reminds me of Ned Flanders, but doesn't it come out that Ned Flanders is actually buff? He's actually like ripped, and he doesn't even necessarily work out or lift weights, but it's just because Ned Flanders, the Christian in The Simpsons, the show, if you don't know who I'm talking about, he's just fit and not fat due to just his Christian living. If I could be wrong about the lore, about The Simpsons lore here, someone might need to help me with that, but I believe Ned Flanders he maintains this immaculate body on just his clean Christian living. Pretty funny stuff, Matt Groening. Anyways, I could be wrong about that. That's what I think of Rick. 888-775-3773. I do see other calls coming in. Thank you for that. And we'll get to all of you. 888-775-3773. But what do I want to get into first here? Oh, man. There's a couple of interesting things here. You know, that woman, that girl, I don't know who she is, but she went viral for talking about her breakdancing dad. I showed you this video of this girl who went viral originally because she went on a date and the feminism left her body. Remember that? Because the man that she was on a date with paid for everything. She was like, oh my God, never mind. I guess I'm not a feminist. She goes viral again for this post where she criticizes her breakdancing dad for abandoning her and her family. But she's not even mad because he can bust a move so well. We got a response from breakdancing dad. It's quite fascinating. I think really for its insight into the family and anger. So appreciate Rick's call there on anger. It will order today's show. Keep it in mind. All the things that can be explained by anger. Look, there's so many people mad about things. They're trying to explain why Christians are weak. Why are whites weak? Why are blacks angry? Why or whatever? You know, why do they have problems? Because they have anger. Why is racism such a big topic and how can words control people so well? And you can use words like anti-Semitism and stuff to control people. Anger. There's people right now mad at the Jews, and they're saying these people, they're so into the Holocaust that they're ready to make the country into a multicultural place so that the Holocaust may never happen again. Anger. Anger explains all of it. Look, we're going to get into it. I see your calls coming in. 888-775-3773. What do? I feel like I'm in a candy shop. I got stories to talk about, calls coming in. Why do we do this? Let's keep it chill with the calls. We're going to get into all of it. How about it? Lucas, California, thank you for your call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey.
I first want to say that I'm sorry I my phone died. I was heading back home in the bus, and yeah.
No problem about that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about so I wanted to establish like with my brother, like it's kind of it puzzles me, and I wanted to call Jesse. Didn't have time. I was working. I didn't have time to call into Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to talk to Jesse about this, but I want to talk to all you guys about this too.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like I don't get it though, because you guys have bond. You guys have a brotherhood of and all that. I don't get why it's like weird that I want to live with my brother. I feel like.
Can you slow it down for my viewers who may have missed church? So you want to live with your brother. I was there. I heard the conversation, of course. It was Sunday church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah. But yeah, you mentioned wanting to move in with your brother, basically. Could you give us a little refresher?
Oh, yeah. So my brother, he has a place. He's also like, he always talks about me like, he's like, dude, yeah, I'm alone. He has a nice house and he's alone, but it's like empty, And he's like, dude, like, I want you to live with me. Like, we can we can be brothers, like, again, like how we were. We always hang out. Everything we relate to. And he wants me to live with him. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm not doing it yet because I want to have like a good amount of money in my pocket when I go, of course. If anything goes wrong. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's always doubt with even your own family. But however, it's solid. It makes so much sense
to move in with your brother.
Yeah.
Who has, I believe, he has a place, like a home and all that.
Yeah, three bedroom and blah blah blah. But that doesn't matter.
And he owns it, so you wouldn't be paying rent or anything.
Yeah, he owns it. No, of course I'm going to be paying money. I'm not going to, my brother is not the type of guy that's just going to let me just walk in as a man and just do nothing. Of course I'm going to be working. Of course totally. I'm going to be paying and all that.
And if you could refresh our viewers, what was it that Jesse was disagreeing with?
Jesse said that, like I'm relying on my brother and I'm picking an easy way out. But I started off the conversation talking to Jesse about that you do need people in your life. You
Exactly.
do. And as in need people, I'm not saying you rely. I'm saying you cannot be alone for the rest. Like, you can't not just be alone. Like,
Why not?
You can't. You need to. Okay. You can't. You don't. Nobody does. No one is just alone. I get it. You could be. You have to establish being content of being alone. I get that part. But in reality, we're never alone. There's always people that we have to interact with and that we need to interact with, that we need to be around. Because it's part of life.
You said two different statements. You said there are people that no one's really truly alone. There's people you're going to interact with throughout your life, every day, even daily, all that. That was one statement. But you also said that you need those interactions. Why?
Yes. Because you cannot go through this world alone.
But there's a difference between something that's unavoidable and something that you need. Can you explain? Can you help me understand how you see those as needs, these interactions?
Because I know how it is whenever you're doing everything on your own, and it's impossible.
Can you describe that?
Impossible. Well, I don't want to say specific.
No specific, but keep it general. Like what's in the way? Because you're saying you need these interactions because you're not alone. You need them, and I want to know exactly what it is that you need out of them because
you need.
What would happen without them, and what's holding you back so that you need them?
You need clarity. You need fellowship. You need clarity. Just the reason why I talk to you guys and call you guys, and I love this network. I love you guys. I talk to you. You need clarity. You need fellowship. You need clarity. Maybe you're right the whole time. Maybe you shouldn't even be thinking or asking. Here's the conundrum. Here's the conundrum that I don't get is that I fellowship, and then in a way, not all you guys, but kind of Jesse now. That's why I really want to talk to Jesse. But it's like, in a way, you say, well, why are you fellowshipping? Pretty much, like, so you're asking questions and you're wondering stuff, but why are you doing this? Like, so obviously you have an issue. No, so it's like it's like you need to have people to talk to and stuff. And I feel from Jesse that, like, me asking this is like, well, you have a problem already right there because you're asking the question. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I think you might be mistaken, but let me talk to you what I saw because I was there and I remember you having a conversation with Jesse, and I remember how you started the conversation as well, and I remember it struck me. And you remember how you started it off. You even said it. You even just mentioned it in this conversation.
Need people in your life.
That you said you need people. You started off Jesse's conversation saying, "Oh, I'm glad to be here because I realized that you just can't be alone, and I need people." And you got to understand the way I saw you. Like I'm seeing you. I've seen you come to Bond over some time, and I guess what I'm trying to describe is that when I saw you say that, when I saw you sitting there saying you need people, it doesn't seem right to me. Something didn't seem quite right about that because that doesn't make sense. Why would you need? That doesn't even make sense. What is it that you need from people? Like that you may need help sometimes. That it's unavoidable to interact with people is one thing, but what is it that's missing? That when you're not having these interactions, that causes you to say, "I need to have them." What is it that happens to you? What is happening to you, Lucas, when you're not having the interactions? That's causing you to say that you need them.
What's happening is if I don't, what happens is I really do feel alone. Yeah. Like I really do feel completely alone, and I know God. I know God's with me at all times. So I don't like. See, I think it's clarity that I needed to do. I need to clarify exactly what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is that, of course, if anybody I'm going to relate to or be around or someone to go to would be my brother. And I'm the youngest, too. I'm the youngest, even an older sister, too. Like 2 older brothers, 1 older sister. I'm the youngest. I need them. Like, I really do. Like, I'm lost. And they...
And you think they can help you?
Yes.
How?
Just by being with them, man. Every time I'm with them.
Man, look, I don't want to be totally ignorant to what you're saying to me here, Lucas. Like, I totally understand that you get some kind of clarity and comfort. Maybe it's not always comfort. I don't want to just put that on you, but you getting clarity in talking with, in fellowshipping, you coming to church. But you got to understand, you're even using that word fellowshipping. When I think of that word, I'm not thinking the only place I fellowship is Sundays at Bond. Like, in a sense, didn't Jesus say when two or more are gathered or something like that? Like, fellowship it has nothing to do with the building. It's something that has to do with you. And you could do that with the bum on the street if you're just aware and paying attention to what's going on. To your you see what I'm saying here? I'm not saying go out to the streets and start, but you following me here, right? Don't put so much importance. Don't put so much importance in specific people.
I have hung out with bums.
Do you see what I'm saying,
I have hung
Lucas?
out with bums on the street. I take the bus. Yeah.
But don't put so much that fellowship importance on specific people, because they'll let you down. Even people, the bond, people who come to bond, myself, will let you down. So don't let that be so important. But by the way, go ahead, please. Now let me speak over you.
Oh yeah. Going back to my first point, that's what like I said. This is how I feel. Is that like. It's like that the fellowship that you guys are talking about doesn't make sense to me because it's like the fact that I am fellowshipping and asking the question is, oh, you already have an issue. Then so is the fellowship a setup? Like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Are you feeling like when you ask a question you feel like judged or something?
No, I don't feel judged. I am judged.
Are you feel? I guess I understand. Are you saying that when you ask a question in church, it feels like you already are automatically seen as wrong for simply asking that question?
Yeah, you already have a problem when you're there, because why are you here then? You should. It's like, no, what?
Oh wait, you don't? But you don't think so? Why do you think people go to church? If you didn't have problems, why would you even go? Why would you show up to Jesse's church? If you're totally fine, you're one with the Father. If you're totally one with the Father, why would you ever need to go to Jesse's church?
Because we all, no matter how amazing everyone might look or whatever, we are all going through the same thing. That's why. Right,
because we're not one with the Father. But let's say you were, hypothetically, let's say you had a person who was totally one with the Father and had no problems. Why would they come to church? Why would they be? They already have they already have found what they're looking for.
Because we're all going through the same thing. That's why. That's why. Nick,
we are going through the same thing, Lucas. That's why you shouldn't feel bad. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't feel. You don't feel. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Do you feel bad for talking about your problems in church?
Well, I feel like well, that it didn't go the way I thought it would go. That's for sure. Yeah.
And why do you feel bad about talking about your problems in church?
I don't feel bad. I don't.
But it just didn't go the way you wanted to.
Yeah, it's just like.
And when you say go the way you wanted to, you mean the advice you got wasn't the exactly advice you were expecting?
Because I'm talking about like my brother, and my brother's going through stuff, and and we're all going through the same shit. Sorry, excuse me.
No worries.
No bad. We're all going through the same stuff, and I was just I'm just like, wait, but this is my actual blood brother, and he is like, if anybody I will trust, which I have a hard time trusting people, if anybody I'm going to trust is going to be my older brothers, because I have to.
Can I give you my take? Just kind of. Just my take. In your situation, Lucas, it sounds like you describing two things, because on one hand, if you had a situation where, whether it be your brother or whoever, but it was someone that you saw a positive, you're going to pay your own way, but this is a fine person to live with, and I'm just making my own way. This is just my roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that was your situation, I don't know why anybody would be able to criticize that. But that's the situation you describe. Meanwhile, the situation in between the lines, where we're hearing you say you need interaction, you need people, and that it really sounds. It does not sound like I'm just acquiring a roommate so I can continue ordering my life. No, it sounds like you're going to someone who's going to save you from all this pain. That's what it sounds like, and that's just the truth.
I see where you're coming from.
You see where I'm coming from, man? Because the truth, and I think you know this, it won't save you. No matter what. So don't trip, because if it really was just a roommate thing, I don't know if anybody could criticize you for that. You're paying your own way, whether it's a brother, but that's not what it feels. That's not what it sounds like, man. It sounds like you found a savior of your pain and loneliness.
No,
and that is evil.
No, that's not what it is. No.
What I don't know. Are you sure it's not? Because you're that type where you're that type of person where you would seek someone to save you from your pain and loneliness. Kind of.
You don't know what type of person I am, Nick.
I met you a little bit, and you're kind of like me. We want to get away from the pain. We do, and you even said it in this conversation that you're getting all this pain and loneliness, and you think that these people will help you from that. But man, the pain and loneliness is perfect. I know it sounds rich coming from me, who's not going through what you're going through, but
Nick,
but it really is. It's gonna make you better. It's gonna on the other side of this is the end of all this pain.
Nick, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter. The pain is always going to be there because I am. I know that I know where I have to go. I don't know everything, but I definitely know the path that I have to go. So pain is always happening. All I'm saying is I want to be with my brother while we both go through the same hell like everyone else.
See, that's messed up. That's crazy. You can't go through hell with someone else. He's not going to help you, and you guys are actually just going to get in each other's ways. If you came up to me saying, hey, Nick, can I just move in with my brother? We're just going to be roommates. But I would never criticize that. It's just like, okay, pay your own way and do your thing. But you called me, and I heard you in church, and it's totally what you just said even furthers that. You're like, let's go through our hell together. What is that? That's not even real. You can't go through.
We're all going through our hell.
But that's his world, and you have your world. It's impossible to go. Look, even you and I, Lucas.
Exactly.
Even you and I, Lucas, think about the space between us. Even if you were in this very room with me, next to me, there would be an impossible chasm between us, because I'm in my body and in my world, and you're in your world. And even if you used all the words to describe it as best as you could, I could still never really get into your world, because there's this space between us. There's my body, your body. Like we are just separate worlds. It's a lie, man. Yeah. Don't think like that. Why not just? I don't even want to say, oh, why not just move in and be roommates? Because at this point, it sounds like you can't do that. It sounds like if you move in with him, you're gonna go through your hell together and really be what's it called, a comfort to each other. And you don't need comfort, man. You don't need that.
It's not going to be a comfort. He's doing his own thing.
If you say so, if you say it won't be, then do what you want. But I've commented what I've commented on what I've heard through this call and on Sunday. But if it's not that, then do what you like, man. But hey, I'm not going to judge you. You do your thing. Call Jesse on this too, man.
Yeah, I do. I really. I'm trying to just. I work graveyard sometimes, and it's hard. But dude, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, like, I'm telling you, man, that it doesn't make any sense, because it's called Bond, Brotherhood of New, Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. Brotherhood.
Do you think I'm all up in their lives? Do you think I'm all up in the Joel James's lives? Do you think I'm in their world? Do you think I'm worried about their health? It don't
matter. They're always
there.
It don't matter.
But you said no. But it does matter, because you said something about us, and you said something about Bond. Do you think that I'm all involved in their hells? Do you think that I even know what they're going through? Do you think I even know what they did yesterday? And these are people I work with every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like that over here, man.
No, I know. I'm not saying it's like that, but I'm saying that they're there, and I would want to be closer to my brother. He's all the way in Texas. I'm all the way in California.
I get you, man. And so, that's why I say, do what you wish. You heard what I had to say about it. Avoid the.
Dude, there's no judgment. I love you guys.
Hey, no judgment from here. Thank you, sir.
This is all fellowship. Like, I really wanted to talk to you guys. Like, I would have stayed longer.
So really smoke on it, man. Before you make any rash decisions, just smoke on it, man. But again, I'm not telling you what to do. If you don't, if you believe it's not gonna be a comfort, then hey, do what you will, man. I'm not gonna. Yeah. You heard what I had to say about it, man. Sure. I appreciate your call, big time.
Most definitely, yeah. Same.
Yeah, call me again, sir. And don't hesitate to call Jesse about this.
I won't.
Right on, man. Wishing you well, sir. Call me again. Right on. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, because I don't. you even heard Jesse say, you keep on this path, Satan's going to attack you. Satan's going to come after you. So if you want to be with people and, just have an easier time, then that's fine, I guess. But yeah. Where were we? American Anchor Baby, 888-775-3773. I feel like there's so much I want to get into. And I have your calls as well. Let me see here. 888-775-3773. Here's what we'll do. Before I just get be a little patient for me, callers. I will get to you. Because if I don't do this, I won't ever do it. I won't get to any content. That's just what's going to happen. So what I want to do first. Oh, man. This deadbeat dad. I want to do this deadbeat dad stuff. I don't even know if it'll fit now. Emotional men. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I want to talk about this Maddie woman. And if you remember her, I mentioned earlier, she went viral for that video where she was saying that the feminism left her body when she went on some date and all that. Here's her picture. This is her. On the left, you see her right here. You probably remember her now. If you don't, well, you're just not on the internet, and you probably have a nice life, and you're not involved with all this mess. But she went viral. She went viral again with a video where she was talking about her breakdancing father who abandoned her and her family. Well, the breakdancing dad actually has responded to this. We have Benny Hart, or his breakdancing name, Benny Hanna, has in fact responded to his daughter's comments. It's gone super viral. Look at this, 10 million views now. His account wasn't even that big before. It was all right. So Ben actually responds. Benny Hanna responds here. He writes, I wake up at 6 a.m. to find that my daughter has posted a TikTok video trashing me. She's a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Here it is. So he responds to this. Elon Musk even got in on it saying, you are awesome. It's a long video, but I want to get in on it. We'll see if maybe we can skip some because it is like a long clip. But it's funny, man. So the dad responds. If you don't remember, the daughter was saying this, that the father abandoned us. He went to become a breakdancer when I was like 5, and he didn't pay my medical bills. And she was laughing it up, and I remember I was saying that something about her demeanor made it seem like she actually kind of thought her dad rocked her. She liked him. And I think in some sense that might be true. I think she does have like I may be reading too into it, but I'm allowed to do that. It's just my opinion. In my opinion, her life, I think she benefited from this halfway appreciation of her dad. But I don't know. She does have a thing like most people do for their fathers. Really, all people. Like 90%, maybe even more, of men and women have been turned away from their fathers in a spiritual way by their mother. It's incredible. I've seen it in my own life. Just to comment on that a little bit, I've seen it in my own life. But as I live more and more, I see examples in other people's lives, and more there seems to be more proof. I think it's every family. I think it just might be every family where the kids were turned away from the father. Just like Jesse says, I think this situation here is a great example of it. You'll see how the anger, how the whole family turned on the father, how the daughter is so willing to, I don't know, just seemingly lie. We can't really know, I guess. Seemingly lie, put out just hate on her father on social media, just trashing him. And really, even in this clip, I think you can even see in between the lines how the mother, how she really feels bad for the mother. and she's defending the mother, and she's totally identified with that. When the father loves her, you'll see in this video, the father loves his daughter, even if he doesn't remember the birthday, which is just a lame false love anyways. The world tells you, oh, he didn't remember your birthday. He wasn't there at this whatever crap. And so he doesn't really love you. Meanwhile, the people who remember your birthdays are the people who don't love you. The ones who, hey, happy birthday, they'll never forget. They get you gifts. Those are the people that actually hate you. Go along to get along. Most likely. Just letting you know. Most likely. So I think this is all exemplified here in this clip here. And how you got to remember, the father never leaves the kid. The father leaves the woman. He leaves the mother. So we'll get into Ben here. Ben and Wanda, I have to show you this. I have to show you his X.com profile. Oh, no. White guy goes off to marry, like what, a Filipino woman? Like some kind of Southeast Asian? I don't know. Some kind of one of those darker skinned Asians. He's also into Bitcoin. He seems to have made a lot of money in Bitcoin, maybe. But you see in the picture here a little bit. This is Ben Hart. Oh, man. Maybe, hey, sometimes things are so bad at home, you just go off to find a little happiness on the side in Asia. But Ben, that's not happiness. But anyways, I don't know too much about Ben. I'm just messing around here, making fun of his profile picture. I did see this clip. I got to say, I like Ben. I got him on his side here, although you shouldn't take sides. I'm evil for taking sides. We don't know the true story. Ben, let's watch this clip. Why don't we watch some of this? And hopefully you can see what I've seen. And some of you are saying no to Ben. Ben, he should have found a Latin woman. Shouldn't have gone Asian. Reese's vids, I disavow. He should have just stayed single. How about it didn't work out with your wife? You already had kids. Now it's time to overcome. You didn't need your crypto Asian wife. But life is life. Okay, Ben, look, let's just get into the video. What am I still preambling about? I feel like there's something else I want to say about this. You're gonna see her just totally defend the mother. Okay, that's enough preamble. Let's get to the clip here. Breakdancing, deadbeat dad, they say. Remember, your daddy never left you. Your daddy left your mama. 'Cause she was a mess.
Okay, I wake up at 6 a.m. to do some work. I get my coffee, I sit down, I open my computer, and what am I greeted with? Well, hundreds of comments calling me a deadbeat dad, a child abandoner, and all manner of other insults. So I think, what's this all about?
Ben has got a certain personality.
Well, after a few minutes of investigation, I discover that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me. She's a screenwriter in Hollywood. She's also a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Some of her videos get millions of views. And this video has tens of millions of views. 1 million likes, 20,000 comments, 40,000 bookmarks, 30,000 reposts. It's just insane.
What? Come on, Nick. What are you talking about, Charlie Church? Nick the rambling man. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, let's just, let me not get distracted by chat. Let's watch the clip.
So I thought I'd better watch this video. And frankly, I was pretty chagrined by what I heard, to say the least.
Chagrined.
But honestly, the more I watch this video, the more I like it. Well, I like about 98% of it. However, I do need to correct a few statements in the video. But first, let's just watch Maddie's 90-second video. And then I'll give you my comments.
What's a piece of trauma that you have that's funny? It has to actually be funny. I'll go first. My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Some more context is needed here. Needless to say, I will talk about this in a moment. All right, let's continue with the video.
And
Thanks.
he got really good. He like blew up. Like he became like a D-list celebrity status, like viral breakdancer. He became like the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world. Then he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. And here, I'll show you.
To see, take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer. Yes, 60 years old. Amazing. That's Ben Hart. He's competing at a breakdancing competition in Philadelphia.
Let's skip some of this. Okay, I think we saw this in the earlier Maddie video. Let's skip some of this.
I'll tell you what, he is winning over a lot of people.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills, she said.
That is not true. More on that in a minute.
We're going to skip that.
Should not be able to move his body like that. It's like impossible. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad.
Thank you, Maddie.
Like there was no split custody or anything. Like he just like left 4 kids to do that. He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his
That is a nice shirt.
Is his b-boy name because his name is Ben Hart. You know, I'll get texts.
Yeah, don't get so offended. That was a nice shirt.
Like
See,
that.
don't ever say Daddy never did anything for you. Oh, I love this part where she's pointing out how he doesn't remember birthdays. And here's a text from him. He writes, "Hi, Maddie. I lost track of the date. Happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. Happy birthday, ? I hope you're doing well. Love, Dad." A lot of people would take that like negatively and take that really personally and take it to heart. And that's because the world told you to care about these things. And that's someone who loves you would remember. What a farce.
This happy birthday ? And then like links to his breakdancing video.
That's true.
If you have funny trauma, like actual funny haha trauma, I need to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, in many ways I love this video. And of course, I love my daughter Maddie. And we get along great. At least I think we do. But a few corrections are in order, or at least a few things that need to be put in context. First, I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois. We just weren't living under the same roof. Now, about not paying medical bills, that's just not correct. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go.
What?
Out of the gate. A lump sum payment.
Whoa!
Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony.
Yeah, you don't need no medical bills. There's your $18,000 a month. What the heck, medical bills? Ask your mother.
This was later reduced to $12,000 per month. And of course, I paid health insurance and out-of-pocket medical costs. I also put $600,000 into the kids' college fund. In all, I paid out about $5 million to my ex-wife to cover costs for her and the kids. And this is in 2005 dollars. So add 50% to account for inflation.
Oh, dang.
In other words, I was not a deadbeat dad at all. And by the way, Maddie did not say that in her video. But a lot of the comments assume that and say that.
That's true. She didn't say that. She may have said, "Oh, he abandoned it," but she was kind of lighthearted, kind of just poking fun. Putting out some pretty dirty business on her social media, but throwing Daddy under the bus. But hey, it was light. It was light fun.
Now, of course, there was no way for Maddie to know how much I was paying because she was a kid. This wasn't
exactly. She was a kid. I feel like so far, I hope this has already made the point for all of you that the daddy doesn't leave the kid. It's problems at home, problems with the marriage. He's saying most marriages.
I talked about.
That so many end in divorce, which is one of those stats that gets thrown around. It's got people thinking about it. It's got a lot of conversations going online over this. They're saying 50% marriage. Matt Walsh, Daily Wire. I don't know if you've seen any of this drama over marriage and wanting to debate over it. I talked about it a little bit on Friday. But yeah, what was I going to say about that? that 50% stat, changes. It does change. I got to say, on the Daily Wire side here, I got to give them a point on this one. Though that 50% of marriages end in divorce stat changes when you look at different groups, different people, religious people, different, like looking at Christians, looking at people who got married young, looking at people who cheat. Those stats change quite a bit. So you are your world, and don't freak out about stats. And the father didn't leave you, Maddie. Your dad didn't leave you, Maddie. You didn't have to go online and for your clicks and views. Your dad seems pretty cool, straight up. I wish I had a silk wearing, Bitcoin silk shirt wearing breakdancing dad. Anyways,
I know my
Maddie responded. Are we done with this? I think we're done with this. I think the insight was already there. We don't need to go through the whole video and the whole drama to get what we wanted to get out of this story, huh? Because Maddie responded and everything. So it's like blah, blah, blah.
dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever.
I'll show you just the first couple seconds because she says something about the family.
Being like, my daughter's lying. We have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. Like, guys, we're all freaking out about this in my family group chat right now.
That's just the part that I don't really want to get into this drama anymore. But that's the part I wanted to show you. They're all in this group chat together. They're all in this group chat together talking about dad. I guess I'm just trying to say that oh, not that. That's my intro. We don't need that. I guess the point was already made about dads, about how the world turns on them. It's so easy to look at her. It sounds like he tried his best in many ways, but she's mad about these things and just we're on the group chat. He's a crazy person. We're all in this group chat together talking about dad. Where's the forgiveness? Where's the love? And so I feel like that point's already made. But also how you're alone and you really aren't. Even with my caller, Lucas, your own brother might turn on you. Like, maybe I don't know the point I'm trying to make yet. Maybe I haven't really thought about it that through. But think about it. Even with my caller earlier, Lucas. Oh, my brother, we're going to go through hell together. Your own family, your own flesh and blood. If they have anger, your own flesh and blood, doesn't matter who it is. If they have anger, they will turn on you. They will get mad at you. You're going to rub them the wrong way. And that happens with all people. And that's not love. So anyways, I think we can move on. What's up, Bavarian C? Appreciate that. I hope dad doesn't give her another cent. Oh, man. 888-775-3773. Appreciate your calls. Let me get to calls here. But before I do, let me do some housekeeping. Make sure I didn't miss any important chats here. Carver531. Appreciate your super chat there. Says, Nit is the captain of his own fake airplane. It's a real fake airplane, okay, Carver? So calm down. Matthew, over there on buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby says, no polycesmarous mess here. We don't need them hoes. Where is this? Is this the Matthew? What's up, Matthew? The Matthew in my YouTube chat. Appreciate you buying me a coffee. That's buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. And what's up, my supporters on Rumble? Being Light Until I Rise, DJ 2020. Point fingers, blame game, a destruction. Are you talking about that? About Maddie and Ben, DJ 2020? Because if you are, you're absolutely correct. Incredible. Yeah, appreciate the support. Buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. If you can't support monetarily, leave a like, leave a comment. That helps a lot. I got John out of Texas. Appreciate your call, John. You're on the air.
Thank you, Nick. Man,
right
that girl has a breakdancing dad. That is so cool, man.
I wish I had a breakdancing dad. I wish I had a
call is
breakdancing
just
dad
a
that
short
abandoned me
call.
at 5 years old. I would be happy.
My call is just a short call.
Go ahead.
I'm going to address Lucas.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And it's short. I got the perfect answer. Sean always has the perfect answers. And this is one of those answers from me, not Sean.
Right on. Go ahead. Appreciate that.
Everybody is a part of Bond. Not just Jesse. Jesse's the tough skin. But everybody is a part of the church. Even Lucas. Nick, you're the calcium. But Lucas, you're the calcium in the bones. But Lucas, you have been making a huge fuss. And you know what? You brought it up, so just do it. Just do it. But if you're going to come to my state of Texas, don't be doxing people. You know, just don't be making a fuss. Just be a man.
Wait,
You know
is he
what I mean?
doxing people? Let's not worry about that.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm following.
I'm not going to worry about it.
Right on,
But
sir.
as soon as you bring it up, that's what the issue is. You brought it up, and you're being a beta, and you don't need to be at church anymore. Like,
Well, why do you say that?
That's he's like taking comfort in the tough skin of Bond, but he's not doing his part of Bond. Like, he's not being the part of the body.
I see what you're saying. So you're telling him, hey, if you're gonna say you want to do this and all that, no more fuss, just go and do it. And
Dude,
you're also
do it,
saying,
man, do what you want. Do what you want.
I think that's a fair point because nobody's telling Lucas what to do, I don't think, and he should do what he wants and what he believes is right. You say he's part of Bond, right? You said Lucas is part of Bond, right? The same way. Is that fair? Is that what you were saying earlier?
He has the seeds of wisdom.
So why shouldn't he come to? Why isn't he allowed to come to church anymore?
Well, now I'm just saying that. I'm not telling him to do it.
Oh, okay.
But it just seems like he's going to church and he's not thinking for himself because he wants to bring this up and he wants to fuss about it.
Interesting. I feel like I know where you're coming from, John, and you want him to stop all that fussing and emotion or whatever. And so I see where you're coming from.
Leave it over in California.
I wouldn't tell him to. And I don't think you mean this, but I feel like I just have to say this since we're on the air. But if you're just coming to Bond and you don't even know if you're really working on your, that's fine. You just come. You know what I'm saying? Like if in your opinion, John, he's not doing the work or whatever, that's not a problem. Come to Bond. Don't worry so much about that, right? We're not here to.
Yeah, man.
That's why you're coming in the first place, right?
Texas. I'd love to have him in Texas. Anyone in Bond has a right idea.
So what do you think about this? Solid. What do you think about this, John? Is this a good summary? Is this a good summary of what you're trying to advise Lucas with? American Native in my chat says he should stop fussing and just live with his brothers and tell us how it goes.
You should make a mistake. Make a mistake. Might cost him 5 years. Go ahead, though. I mean, because now you're going to, bring it up and you're not going to do anything. And that's dude.
Well, I see where you're coming from.
Men.
Jesse already told him his advice on that, and he's welcome to do what he likes on that. But I see where you're coming from, John.
Yes, yeah, I mean, it's not like he's he went to the right place. He went to the right place. Maybe I'm not my heart's not in the right place. I don't know. But that's all I wanted to say. Is a little bit of a rant.
No problem, John. No, it's no problem. No, you were quite clear. Thank you.
We want more people from Bond in Texas. We want that for sure.
Right on, John. Appreciate that, man. Call me again.
All right, Nick. Thanks.
No problem, sir. Call me again. No, I see where John's coming from. He's just, I guess, trying to tell him to toughen up or something like that. But nothing. Lucas, do your thing. Call Jesse what you got to call him about. You heard what we had to say about it. It's about the running from the pain and going to a comfort. No matter who it is, what it is, it's evil. So, and I wouldn't tell. He already asked me what he should do, and he already asked me about that, and I told him what I had to say about it. So I wouldn't tell him go find that comfort in your brother. I already told him what I would do. But appreciate that, John. Zenny out of Canada, appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
What's up, Zenny? How you doing?
Good, brother. I wanted to maybe give some background insight into that video that you were showing of Ben Hart, because I actually
the breakdancing dad
kind of know him, because I am also a breakdancer of sorts.
Oh, no way. Right on. Have you seen him do his breakdancing? Is he good? Is he any good?
Well, for a 66-year-old white man, he's killing it.
Right on.
When he was like 56, he started.
Nice.
Like, he still like people his age can't do stuff like that. So whenever he's not like
pretty
the
solid.
Best. Obviously, you see him, it's kind of cringe. But like for him to do it, like it shows that he's actually very athletic. Crazy.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, but honestly, I think it was a big marketing scheme from both of them.
Ooh,
because
did I just get played?
Yeah, I think everyone just got played because basically he said that he was like a media. He works in media, right? He works in advertising.
Right, he did say that.
Money. And then now his daughter is like a huge TikTok star, and she does this like obvious kind of headline grabbing title, like, "Oh, he abandoned me. My dad abandoned me." And then it just leads to him being a breakdancer, so everyone's like, "Whoa, that's cool." Like, he abandoned you, but that's cool. And then like everyone goes to his page, and now he has millions of followers. And she released that video on his birthday, so that was literally like a birthday present to him.
Dang! I mean, I'm not gonna say no. It's totally plausible. Crazier things have happened, and other viral moments have been revealed like that.
Yeah, and like he got Elon to comment it, and he's like the biggest Elon fan. So
he is
basically like that fulfilled his birthday wish, I guess.
But this looks bad on her a little bit, don't you think?
Well, she doesn't even know. She's like some leftist. She's like, sure, I'll do it for like more followers.
You think so? It could be true.
She's fully leftist, man. Like, look at her the way she looks.
And he's like, he's like a Trump Elon guy.
He's a Trump guy, but he's like a base boomer. It's like kind of weird. He's like really getting more into, because I have him on Facebook, and he writes these like really long status updates about politics and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's been like, he's always like a Trump guy, but now he's like really getting more into like okay, no more rhinos, like all these wars. It's crazy. Like, yeah.
But couldn't that be even that like this, whether it's fake or not? That's so true. That relationship between in the family and what's going on in the home is so true. The family builds an army. The even if this was fake, she was at least playing the part of a daughter who would think like that, and they commonly do. Even if the dad was there as much as he could, even paid money, all that, they'll be quick to say, yeah, but he abandoned us and all that, and they'll just go with that. And it has to do usually with the influence of the mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I never saw that response video she put out where she's all of a sudden bald like him.
Oh yeah, you didn't see that? She had a whole response.
She's all like,
she's all mad, and she's all like, oh, I don't know. He's talking, basically trying to say that everything he said in that video was a lie.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a joke. I don't know.
But that could also be a point for you. Maybe she's just keeping the viral sensation going.
Yeah, maybe just keeping going, cutting the hair. Like,
that's why it's not so important, really. The underpinning kind of theme was what got me going, and it was also because I talked about it previously, and then now here's an update. So it could very well be I was just a pawn in this viral sensation. But hey,
yeah, it's working. See, we're both talking about it.
They got us. That the fact remains. There usually there's no. It's usually it's not usually that the dad's a deadbeat. It's just, the story's usually different. It has to do with the mother, and the dad usually loves the kids, at least the best way he can.
The fact remains that Ben Hart would beat Hake in a breakdance battle.
Dang. Okay, I think that is what. if there's anything we can conclude,
yeah, that's
it's
a
that.
good way to end.
I appreciate that, Zeddy.
Blessings, brother.
Call me again, sir. If there's any insight we can gather, any truth at all, anything we can get from this, is that Benny Hart could beat the Hake Report at breakdancing. Unless he protests, I do not see protesting. I see no such protesting from the Hake Report. So I think Benny Hart may take that title all the way home. But there's something deep in there, right? Even if it's some mess and social media sensation crap, there's something there. Daddy-o. And the marriage and all that. There's something there. Nick, has anyone ever said you need 3 hours? No, Jib Jab, no one's ever said that. I don't know. Maybe someone said that. I don't know if there's anyone clamoring for a third Anchor Baby hour. I'm just doing some housekeeping here. Apologies, folks. I'm looking at the chats. I'm deciding what I want to do next. And we're talking about so much emotion stuff here that I feel like I want to get into this. How do I kick it off? Emotional manipulation. Female Monday, yo. What's up, alpha male? The alpha male? All right, folks, let's do this. Emotions. Emotions are high. And they're also a trend. They're trendy. They get you views on social media.
Who checked on you this month? Yeah, and I don't mean checked on you.
If you go crazy, you do weird things like this.
I mean checked on you, just see if you was okay.
Living with ADHD and BPD. Just smashing, I don't know, just smashing her closet door here. She apparently set up the camera to film herself doing this insanity. Living with ADHD and BPD. I think BPD is bipolar disorder. So I guess you got problems with your emotions. You're bipolar. You're up and down. Look at her. She's crying. It's hard. It's hard living like this. It's not easy. It's so hard. I got to smash my closet doors and put it on TikTok. No, not the intro. Go away. She had to put that up on TikTok. And obviously, many of you see the ridiculousness of the performative nature of all this and putting it up on TikTok. But you got to understand that this is normal. This is a good thing for people. You're expressing yourself. You're letting it out. And at least people can understand you, that it's hard to live with ADHD and BPD. But if you didn't have BPD, if that caption wasn't there, if that caption that reads, wait, I'm trying to show you. If this caption wasn't there, the one that reads, living with ADHD and BPD, what would the reaction be? The reaction would be, okay, put her in an institution, take away her social media, put her in a mental illness place, mental hospital. Oh, wait, hold on. What does that say? What's the fine print say? Oh, ADHD and BPD. Oh, my bad. Carry on. My bad. No, oh, you're smashing up your property. You're a danger to yourself and others. Oh, but you have ADHD and BPD. My bad. Carry on. I mentioned this the other day talking about autism. It's a carte blanche to ruin your life, to ruin your kids' lives. It's also a carte blanche to never be criticized. And that is so evil. That is so evil. Because then you're just not ready for life. You can't handle life. You can't handle criticism. You can't get better. You're just stuck. And it's a trend. That's the most pernicious part. It's a trend to be that way. It's a trend. You put it up. You get likes. Emotional manipulation. Here's another trendy video. I want you to see this one too. This video also gets tons of likes. It's seen as normal. It's seen as good even. Seen as good and lovely. And there should be more of this, is what people say. I want you to see this video. It's this guy on the street. He has a sign up and it says, "Sit here if you're having a bad day." And so a woman with a baby carriage or stroller walks up, sits down, and puts on the headphones at the request from the man here saying, just wear those headphones. And he proceeds to undo her bad day. Let's watch. Bad day, leaving her body.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day, in every single way.
What a talent.
God who made the universe,
and he's a Christian?
knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
I mean, with this kind of music, it has to be Christian, right?
Give you a hug. Yeah.
I'm about to have a good day. Okay, so she's having a good day. Oh, what a hug. So nice. Possibly even Christian. So beautiful. What the heck are you going to say about this, Nick? What are you going to say something negative about this too, huh? Emotional mess. This music's pretty terrible. It says, Mr. Pink, come on, that guy's a total talent. When are people going to realize all these videos are fake? I've been trying to tell people that too. Everything is fake. It's very likely. This one could be staged as well. I'm going no, though. I've already had 2 people tell me the videos so far have been staged. Look, I'm the expert on that, folks. You let me handle that. I think this guy does set up in the streets, and he does get genuine interactions. Some of them might be fake. High Forest, if you wanted his social media, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕. Look, fake dopamine hit, says Kingmaker. Look, the guy is a talent. Absolute talent. Just bust out a song like that. You got to appreciate it. But this is, if you're that woman, imagine if you were that woman and you were having a bad day and you could put on a pair of headphones and noise could come out of those headphones and then you could go from having a bad day to having a good day. You need to stop for a second and really examine yourself. You need to slow down and realize you are up-ish creek without a paddle. You are subject to the spirits and you have no control. And you're just like, you are just totally subject to spirits, to evil spirits. They could just manipulate you anyway. If you're that woman, if that can happen to you, where you could hear a song and your just whole mood can change, and now you're smiling and you're caressing your little child in the carriage all of a sudden, where maybe a moment ago you're like, shut up, stop crying. But this song, you're like, I'm about to have a good day. And now you're caressing the cheek of your child and you're like, give me a hug, Christian man. You're in a bad position. You're in a bad position and you're in danger. You're in a dangerous position. You and your family are in a dangerous position. If that can happen to you. This is emotional manipulation at its finest. This guy is a talent, don't get me wrong. But this is about that person, that woman there. You should examine yourself. If that can happen to you, to 100% examine yourself. And I get it. He's like, oh, the God that made the universe knows me by my name. Okay. I get it. Like, I'm sure that feels nice. But that's pure evil. It's hard to see it any other way. Music shouldn't dictate your emotions. If it does, you are evil. I wonder if that's hard to accept. But yeah, if you could sit down in a chair like that and someone could play some music and your bad day turns into good, you are an evil person. You are like pure evil, and you actually need to be born again. You need to be saved. Think about that. Yeah, speak about emotions and all that. And mental illness. Talk about mental illness. Music affects everyone's emotions. I don't think you're wrong, Falconing, but that's not normal. Music affects everyone. Yeah, it shouldn't, though. Haha, did you ever think you would call something like that evil 10 years ago? I wouldn't have. Everything is fake. Non-JLP watchers must think we are insane. I mean, this is probably how people, when people heard, I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but when people heard him speak, they're like, this guy's making no sense. You're telling me this cute song, and this guy's like, this moment she was having a bad day, and now she's having, you're saying that's evil? That is pure evil. That is a video of pure evil. No, I wouldn't have called it evil 10 years ago. Everything is fake. My whole perspective has changed. We about to have a good day. Okay, how about we move on? Emotional men. This kind of fits. Whatever Reese's vids. On this topic, I got to show you. I mean, emotional men. I wasn't going to show you this. This fits the theme, though. Let's watch this video going viral. It's about how men should be emotional. What would the world look like if men and boys could cry and all this? And I'm going to mute it because it's copyright. And they're holding each other. Look at the world could be like. You could have your little legs dangling while your bro picks you up. And look how much joy we could have if men could love, express, and feel. Brother, the time is now. To feel. Find a men's group. Honor yourself. Uplift the men around you. Become the man you always needed, this video says. Look, this actually fits, man. Because I had some people asking me, Nick, I'm thinking about joining some men who I think will support me and uplift me. You're going to end up like these dudes, man. And there's nothing, look, it's one thing to, I don't know, just connect with the people around you. I just can't relate, I guess. Because everywhere I've gone, I've moved around so much in my life, and I've made friends everywhere I go. I meet people everywhere I go. And sometimes I keep in touch with them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes those people from years ago turned on me, and people I never would have thought turned on me and say the most horrible things about me. Some people I just met the other day get me like never before. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if I really have advice, but this is how I've always been. And it just makes sense to me. It just makes sense to me. Where I'm not, I make friends and I meet people everywhere I go. There are people everywhere. And yet I know that I shouldn't need them. And so I'm just watching myself to see where I have that desire and need, so that God may destroy it, take it away from me, so that I may be at peace. Don't you see, men? This is the opposite of that. This is not peace. This is the complete opposite. And it's pure evil. These men here are willing to plunge the world deeper into darkness to make themselves feel better, relinquishing this responsibility they have almost as men to fight this emotional, I don't know about fight this emotional world, but to just not go along with all this, to at least be different. So, brother, the time is now, they say. The reason I want to play this is, the thing is that the things they're crying about and they're feeling emotions about, they're not going to get better. They don't get better. This is not, how those things get better. This is not how any of that gets better. These people can't help you or save you. I don't know. Just men already know this. This is going to hold you back. You just become more emotional. You cry more. Don't you see that that's a bad direction? And all this, let's say you're in this men's group. Let's say you're in this men's group and you're crying on each other's shoulders and you feel better and you're like, wow, really, brother, the time really is now. And life could be amazing. And I'm here with this amazing men's group. But then at some point you think to yourself, but I'm pretty, I want to be solid. I want to be solid, stable. I don't want to have these emotions affect me. Maybe at one point in your men's group, you come to this point, this realization that you don't want to have that. Okay. That's when you turn away from all this. It's when you're at your most masculine, fellas. It's your most masculine is when you're not depressed. Masculinity destroys depression. It destroys fear. It destroys all anxiety. So if you're in your men's group and you're up there and you're uplifting each other and you're on each other's shoulders, eventually, if you figure out, you know what, I don't want to I don't want to have these outside forces affect me so much. Yeah. Go somewhere, figure out the masculinity part. Anyways. Because that's what you turned away from. Anyways, you guys are right. I do ramble. You guys are right. I do ramble. 888-775-3773. If you want to jump on the air and call about what you want to talk about. Okay. What shall we do now? Time is flying by. Truly. 888-775-3773. What are y'all saying in the chat, huh? I cried when Taylor Swift kissed her boyfriend. That's what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, man, Triple T, don't get banned. Why do men want to express themselves for? I don't want to express myself. I just want to be better. Thank you. That's such an interesting statement. Everything's fake. Yeah. I want to be better, for real. That's Nick, Hake, and Hassan after the show. What the heck's Ivana? I'll let it slide, cuz. That might be true, Lin Yen Chin. It's a pleasure to see you in my chat. Thank you. All right, folks. 888-775-3773. I got Garrett, first-time caller out of New Hampshire. That's pretty cool. Thank you for calling my show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing today?
All is well, Garrett.
So I was going to talk about living with family. Most of my adult life, I've lived with friends and or a family member being a brother. Right. And so talk about Lucas. It's definitely possible to, live well with family, but it wasn't until I started living for myself that I actually started making any kind of mental progress because we were just perpetuating each other's hells.
Please go on. I'm very interesting. Please.
Yeah. So when I first moved out, and just went and lived with one of my cousins, and we were all into drugs, and we lived off of that. And we, would, if somebody wanted to stop, we would always, oh, buddy, no, just stay with the group. And so it was a pressure. It was a harsh pressure because we always wanted to please one another. There was always something that we wanted to do to prove ourselves. And then I ended up moving out of there, thinking it'd be better. I moved in with my brother and friend. After that, we continued on thinking we were doing better, but every time that something went wrong, we always just fell to each other, and nothing ever really made any progress. It wasn't until my brother, Gavin, ended up getting married and moving out of the house where I felt like, oh, he's leaving me. And I held a little bit of resentment for him. I thought that it was terrible, like he had betrayed me. And I held that for a little while until I saw him and his wife doing well. And after I started seeking God a little bit more, I realized that his path wasn't my path, and I was too reliant on him. I was too reliant on having somebody there to cope with. And I didn't quite realize it then. I still continued to perpetuate on and on. And even now I'm living with my little brother, Zach, but we don't live in the house. We're not always together. We live in the same house. We help each other with bills, but we live our own lives. Like, we maybe talk and, talk about our day. We enjoy having a movie night here and there, but we're not buddy always together or anything else like that. We don't sit and complain and talk to each other. We like to have our own time. And it wasn't until we enjoyed having our own time and stopped relying on each other to have a good day, to have somebody to just cry about all the things, that everything just started to start clicking. Now, I mean, we pay the bills on the house, but as far as, as far as we live like roommates. Like,
right.
That's your side of the house, this is my side of the house, and we just split the bills.
That makes so much sense, man.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. Look, so I don't want to cut you off, though. Sorry, go.
Oh, it was, it's just something that some people won't get because, you're always seeking something. You always feel like you need a rock to fall onto, but until you realize what that rock needs to be, you're not going, which it needs to be God. When you don't realize what that rock is supposed to be or needs to be, you're always going to be trying to live for somebody else. You're always going to drag them down into your hell, and instead of living your separate lives. So I don't know what goes on. Just like you were saying about Bond and your family there, I don't know what goes on in his life all the time. He doesn't know what goes on in my life all the time. We live separate lives, and we just split the bills, and that's about it.
That makes so much sense, man. And thank you for your call, because it reminded me even on another situation that I lived, and I think we'll offer some insight as well, because I remember I remember living with roommates, but but these roommates were a comfort for me. I had basically started living alone pretty young, before 18, and these people, I started living with them, and they were a total comfort. But these weren't family members. These were. I bring this up because it can happen even with people who, even if you go and do it the right way, so to speak. Because I went off and I was on my own. These were roommates. I paid for my own food in my own way, but yet they were a total comfort for me. And that was we hang out every day, tell each other all our problems, smoke weed together. You know what I'm saying? We were totally each other's comfort. So what you're saying is deep, because it can happen. It really is the heart and the spirit. It can happen with anyone. That's why people were advising Lucas about his brother's situation, because it's really not so much about, because even like you said, what, a little brother you're living with, but it's a totally different situation. You're not all up in each other's business every day. Exactly. So I thank you for the call. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, thank you for having me on. I hope you have a great rest of your show.
Call me again, Garrett. Appreciate that.
You betcha.
Very cool. It's this comfort thing, yo. It's going to kill you. You will not grow. And it's not even like, oh, okay, a little bit of comfort might hinder me a little bit. No, you will not grow at all. You will be stuck. Stuck. So it's time to grow. The pain is good. The pain is good. The pain is good. I'm repeating this so that I remember this for myself too, folks. The pain is good. So that I'm like a crazy person. The pain is good. The pain is good. But I'm repeating it so that I may remember too, folks. I pray morning and night and all that stuff. Right? Amazing calls. Why don't we just keep it going? We got Vicky, Texas. You're on the air. Thank you.
Hi, Nick. How are you, bro?
What's up, brah? I don't know if that does that even work. Who says brah? Who says that? Does anybody say that? How you doing, sister? I don't know.
I'm doing good, bro. I wanted to share something with you. I told Sean, and it's so exciting. Like, you know, we're on a ranch, and we have, for our members and stuff, we have been sharing JLP for a while. And, like, everybody's come together because people are waking up, finally.
Right on.
And and, you know, I got a lot of phone calls from after last Sunday's church, which was mind-blowing, by the way. And so we've decided that the men are going to have what's called fireside chat, and even some of the neighbors are going to show up. And the men are going to sit down Wednesday night. We have a 5-story log cabin tower, so they're going up to the 5th floor, and they're going to watch it on the big 50-inch screen.
Oh,
Plus,
cool.
we have a projector. Yeah. And they're going to watch JLP. They're going to watch Bond. They're going to watch some stuff. And then on Sunday, we decided to have, like, the family day. We're going to sit around and watch church with Jesse. And everybody's going to hear the truth. And then we're going to have a barbecue. And then we're going to sit around outside in our fire pit on Sunday night, and, you know, and we're just going to talk and discuss, and that's just what it is, because people around here, they're just kind of tired of hearing about the Bible thumping and the church is not doing anything, and
well, right on.
So people are listening and hearing it. You know, we're not doing it. They're literally, they can hear the truth.
That's super cool. I feel like that's already leagues ahead of these this men's group video I played earlier, where they're hugging on each other and uplifting each other. That sounds like what you're doing there. It's already leagues ahead of that.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Right on.
And that's so pathetic, that last one with guys hugging each other. Like, dudes don't do that around here. You know, they nod at each other. That's about it.
And women used to say that too, no? Women would see that and be like, why are you guys being why are you guys being silly or weak or sissies or whatever?
It is sissy. It looks like sissies. You know,
I feel like women would say that too at one point. I don't know why I feel like that, but I feel like that's true.
Well, I think, yeah, right. And I think females would like it, but women don't, you know?
Oh, interesting. Well, right on, Vicky.
So I just wanted to tell you that's so cool. And then I'm going to ask for donations, and I'm going to send it to Bond because Jesse deserves it, you know?
Well, right on, Vicky. And call do you know the office number and all that?
I do. I have it in my phone.
Right on, Vicky. Well, don't hesitate to call that number and speak to Daniel about that. That's super cool. Keeping the message going. People got to hear it.
I'm going to send out all of you guys. You know, I'm going to let them know. I'm going to print up a brochure and all that. So Dustin's a lot more savvy than I am on the computer. So we're going to make, you know, we're just going to get this thing rolling, you know, rolling kind of stuff.
Nice. Out in Texas. Got to keep the message going.
Got to keep it going.
Appreciate that, Vicky.
I just want to let you know.
Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, just I wish men would wake up and put women in their places, like tell them how the cow ate the cabbage and get back in the kitchen and cook and take care of your kids.
Nice. Right on, Vicky. Appreciate your call. Call me again.
Yeah, I love you, bro. Take care.
Nice. Same here. Cool. 888-775-3773. We got, is that a Bond chapter? Or is that, no, that's like a brick and mortar, I don't know, a Bond location. A Bond, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just messing around. Like a Bond screening. It's a Bond screening location. I don't know. Appreciate that, Vicky. Oh, man, what a mess. Emotions. What have we gotten into today? It's been a fine show, I think. I have something on experts that I want to talk about. I want to point something out. Something with experts. They say these experts, they can tell us how to live. They tell us how to understand the world around us. Don't worry, just listen to the experts. Emotional Monday. That's true, Alpha Male. Hulk Hogan says brah. Okay. My bad. The Islanders say brah. Hey, bruh. What's up, bruh? The Zoomers say bruh? I think you mean bruh. The Zoomers say bruh, not brah. This is important to know the distinction. That's why you watch my show. You're trying to get the real news here. See, I don't know if the Gen Z says brah. They say bruh. Specifically, they say bruh, laughing, crying face emoji. But that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about the experts. Bond Bible study. Nice. I like that. Okay, what do we talk about? I want to talk about the experts. Context matters, bruh. It's bruh, period, laughing, crying face emoji. If you want to be a Zoomer. Bruh moment. Okay, the experts. There are two particular experts I want to talk about. One is a financial expert and one is a psychiatrist, a mind, mental, emotions expert. One writes for New York Mag, prestigious magazine, I think. Another writes for the Wall Street Journal and is the Wall Street Journal's expert on psychiatry. Both women. And the experts, something has been happening with the expert class of America. It's been quite a change. It's been a lot of estrogen lately. It's been a concerted effort to move the expert class of America into a more feminine territory. Whether it is the people, the experts themselves being feminine, or even just the ideology and mentality underpinning it all. I want to talk about I want to show you two people here. One writes for New York Mag, like I said, and her name is 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍�. What is it? Charlotte Cowles. My bad. Charlotte Cowles. She writes an article here titled, "The Day I Put $50,000 in a Shoebox and Handed It to a Stranger, I Never Thought I Was the Kind of Person to Fall for a Scam." We're going to unpack this one. Charlotte Cowles. This is her profile on NY Mag. Let me show you. Boom. Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. Columnist, The Cut. Charlotte Cowles is The Cut's financial advice columnist. In addition to My 2 Cents, which she has written since 2016, she writes about work and parenting for the site. Charlotte Cowles, some of her recent articles here. How to protect yourself against scams. What I wish I'd known. Here's the article in question. How I got scammed out of $50,000. And I'm still trying to understand why I fell for it. Tom Guerra, I don't know who he is, on X.com, has a fine question about this. He writes, New York Mag's personal finance columnist was convinced by a cold caller claiming to be a CIA agent in Langley that she needed to empty her bank account, put the money in a shoebox, and give it to a guy coming to meet her on the street. This is your financial expert, folks. And in a couple of these screenshots and in her article, she recounts just that, how she had saved up $80,000 over years of working, and how someone posing as a CIA agent convinced her to put all $50,000 of that money in a shoebox and meet a stranger. He asked me how much cash I thought I would need to support myself for a year. I said, $50,000? Okay, he said, you need to go to the bank and get that cash and out now. You cannot tell them what it is for. In one of my last cases, the identity thief was someone who worked for the bank. So this CIA agent, allegedly, is helping this financial columnist on her identity theft problem. Except there was never any identity theft problem, and this so-called CIA agent person was the scammer. Incredible stuff. Your expert class. Wall Street Journal. This is a rich one as well. This one's amazing. Wall Street Journal. Look at this. Look at this headline for you. A psychiatrist tried to quit gambling. Betting apps kept her hooked. 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 sank deeper into six-figure losses. Companies kept her going with bonus credits, VIP treatment, and data tracking. These horrible, horrific... Oh, is that story real? What the... You guys are making me think everything's fake. But 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, here's your psychiatrist expert lady. These are your experts. 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 is blaming these horrible dating apps, these pernicious dating apps who kept her hooked. If it just wasn't for these horrible CEOs of these evil did I say dating apps? I meant gambling apps, betting apps. These evil betting gambling apps have kept her hooked. If only she had a psychiatrist to help. Wait a second. Why didn't she just, fall back on her psychiatry? Don't you fall back on your training in a moment of uncertainty? When you're faced with a situation you're unsure how to deal with, you're suddenly gambling? Why not fall back on your training, 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔? Obviously, I'm being facetious. You already know the point I'm making here. The experts here. You are the expert of your life. We all get stressed out. All the best psychologists are headhunted by these betting companies. Don't ever gamble. She saw the pop-up that said, "You've been selected," and thought she was VIP, LOL. I thought the same thing, Carver. The "you've been selected" pop-ups. VIP treatment. Maybe these apps treat you nicely if you spend a lot of money with them. Kind of like when you go to a casino. Drinks on the house. Just keep gambling. Don't worry, you'll win. Don't worry, you'll win. But these are some two amazing stories, don't you agree? On experts here. Financial advisor, psychiatrist. Why is it that these people are always the opposite? They're always the farthest from someone you'd want to help you in that. A financial advisor and a psychiatrist. If you need help in finances and your mind, don't go to the experts on that field. They will lead you the wrong way, apparently. She got boomer baited. Dang. It's a hard life. It's a hard luck life. I got Jeff out of Louisiana. Thank you, sir. You're on the air.
Hey, Nick. How you doing, man?
Just fine, Jeff. Thanks. Go ahead.
Man, I'll make it quick. I just want to comment to the guy, Lucas or whatever.
Yes.
I just want to say, as far as being is living by yourself with no one else, you don't have nobody come in. You don't have to worry about nobody's feelings, what somebody thinks, if somebody wants this, somebody wants that, what to cook, what to eat, is the TV too loud, nothing else. The most comfort you ever be is living by yourself on your own, not dealing with nobody. Nobody come in and tell you nothing.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Total freedom.
Because I tell you what, man, I had a cousin a couple months ago that got kicked out of her place for a night, and I haven't talked to her in years. She wants to know, can I come stay with you? She stayed here one night, and that whole night I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't do nothing. I was sitting over there. It just bothered me somebody's in my house. So the most comfortable you ever be is being by yourself, or it's just you.
I hear you. You saying comfortable?
Yeah, man, that's it. Man, being comfortable, being happy. Man, that's all I have to say, man. I ain't going to hold you up. I know you got more callers.
I appreciate that. I see what you're saying, Jeff. I can't disagree. I'd feel a little strange at this point, being subject to, like, it's one thing to have roommates, but being like subject to like under someone else's home's rules and stuff like that. It would feel a little strange. What do you think about these on this topic, though? What do you think about the whole? Because it's one thing to have roommates and you pay your own way, but you still have your own life. But it's another thing to find comfort and find because you mentioned the word comfort. That's why I'm asking. Do you think Lucas should be comfortable, or do you think he should be go through whatever tough thing he's got to go through?
Okay, let me say my line. I'm not comfortable all the time. There does come time of bills to do. You got to figure out what to know.
Right.
But that's part of being a man. That's part of figuring out life. if you know, well, I'm short on this, I got to figure out, I got a light bill due, what I do to make, how I make the ends meet.
Nice.
You got to be able to do that, and that's not living with somebody else paying the bills. You go to your roommate and say, "Hey man, I'm $100 short this month. Can you cover this up on a light bill? I'll pay you back." That's comfort. That's not living life. Put this way, in the biblical days, or hell, in the caveman days, if you was hungry, a caveman would go over his neighbor and say, "Hey man, I couldn't catch no fish today. Can you go out and kill me something?"
If you had right. If you had someone.
Huh?
Say that part again.
Okay, saying in caveman days, or saying in caveman days, one caveman and another caveman said, "Hey, I didn't feel like going hunting today. Can you go out and kill me something for supper tonight?"
I don't know if that ever happened. Maybe there were lazy cavemen, but I don't know if the lazy cavemen got to eat.
That's what I'm saying. That didn't happen. What happened? You figured out for yourself. You starved.
Right.
It's just way life can be. Well, it's not meant to be comfortable. Comfort is what you make your life. If you want to sit and play video games all day and not do nothing, go work at McDonald's, guess what? Something's getting cut off.
Yep.
You're not going to have a place to live. Comfort's not just being comfortable is not what it's about. Life's about making your way. And depending on somebody else, living with somebody else, saying, and people use excuse all the time, "Well, I'm staying there to help so-and-so." You're not helping them. You're damaging both of you in the process.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense.
Because if they can't pay the bills on their own without a roommate, and you can't afford your own rent, then what's going to happen if one day you have to? You're both screwed.
Even that's a fine point, man. Even with the roommates, you're paying your way and all that. There's still, even with that, you should have a sense of growth, even from that.
Yeah, entitlement, pretty much.
Well, right on, Jeff. Thank you for that.
You're damaging people. You're not helping nobody out. You're just damaging somebody else. I mean, back in the old days, people go out and help their neighbors out and stuff, but that was not going over somebody and say, "Hey, I can't pay rent this month. Can you pay rent?" I think about that. That's just I don't want to get in a big diatribe.
What do you think about the people? What do you think about people living off of? Because there's some people who don't have to deal with any of that. They just live off benefits or government assistance. Do you think those people's lives are those people's lives? Do you think they have problems or no?
They do have problems.
Even though they don't have to work and they don't have to have any responsibilities?
It depends. Now, there's two different things. Living off of government benefits is somebody figuring out. Their biggest problem is they spend their time figuring out how to milk the system.
Yep.
To make their life better.
And they're not getting better. Internally, they'll just still be this person that can't take care of themselves and will be always looking for the hookup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is they're looking for ways to, if they spend as much time as going out and doing a job as they would trying to figure out how they're going to government pay for this next month, they'd be better off. Now, people on benefits differ because you can have. I use me as a prime example. I worked all my life. I worked over 20 years in utilities. I've fell off of power poles. I fell through roofs. I've done a lot of stuff to hurt myself over the years. Now, when it comes down to it, you hurt yourself on the job, and you can no longer do that job. And it's not that you want to quit working, but the company tells you, we'll retire you early and pay you out.
Right.
Your retirement.
Right. I mean, you worked and got hurt and all that for that. But even in that situation, and I bet you'd agree with me, is even in, let's say you got benefits because you got hurt and you can't work. Even in that situation, that doesn't mean you relegate yourself to that means you just like give up. And that doesn't mean you go out and find work. If you can't work because you're injured, that's one thing. But you see what I'm saying? Internally in your spirit, you don't just like now just give up. Well, I'm just disabled now. I'm just a person that's injured now. And that's an excuse for everything.
You figure out ways to make things work. You figure out what you can do and what you can't do, and how to make things work. You don't just say, well, I know you don't like cussing on channel, so forgive me, woman. You don't say, well, shit, I don't know what to do. I just sit here and...
Let's keep the swears until nighttime. We'll keep the cussing for...
Yeah, well,
it's too early for that.
You don't just sit down and say, well, I can't do nothing.
Exactly.
I just sit here and wait to cut my lights off. I ain't got nothing to eat, so I just wait till I die from starvation. You don't sit there and do that. You figure out ways to do stuff.
Well, right on, Jeff. I appreciate the commentary on this.
Yeah, man. Well, let's go, man. You have a good one.
Appreciate that. Call me again. Nice. Yeah, people wanted to. Nick is a good listener. This accent is even hard for me to understand. You gotta open up your ears, Triple T. I'm joking. He didn't know how else to say it. Yeah, I noticed that. That's funny. You gotta do something, man. Bart'll do. Okay, folks, that's pretty much it for me. Look, that's the show. We did the super chats. We did the buy me a coffees. buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Oh, hold up. We got another Garrett. We got one from Garrett. That's a triple coffee from Garrett. Thank you, sir. Says, thanks for taking my call. Anytime. Call me again. Incredible stuff. But that's pretty much the show. We got into the topics. We did the things. We did it all. I got more show for you tomorrow. We didn't get into these cop killers and they're trying to change the definition of crime. Imagine that. Some amazing things we can get into tomorrow, though. Don't miss it. Nick will cuss more later watching a Strickland fight. Anyways, it's always a pleasure. Join me tomorrow for more American Anchor, baby, at noon Pacific time, as we do on this channel. Got more show for you tomorrow. You don't want to miss Country Western Tuesday on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. That's the Hake Report on Tuesday. That's Joel Friday TV. And then I'll see you guys at 12. All right, y'all? But until then, see ya. Bye.